Hi, I'm Morwenna. I'm a channeler and healer, and I tune into a group of spiritual guides and teachers and angels that collect and unite as one to speak as one voice through me. Right now, I'm at Mount Shasta in California, so I thought, what better place than here to do a video recording of channeling for you today. So I'm going to hand it over to them and see what wants to be shared in the world right now. First of all, we would like to start by saying welcome. The topic that we would like to speak about today would be the term known as challenges. So what exactly is a challenge? A challenge is a perspective or an understanding of an expectation not being met or turning out in a certain way. The main thing about challenges is that they're only really challenges in the realm of the mind and perspective. One person may well see an event unfold in front of them and perceive it as a challenge. A different person may look at the same event unfold in front of them and perceive it differently, not as a challenge, but simply as something that has taken place. And so today we want to share a little bit upon what is the main thing that helps life flow a lot easier and smoother through these terms of challenges that so many of you sometimes encounter when things do not turn out the way that perhaps you had expected, and therefore create an unsatisfactory feeling within you, or a feeling of difficult emotion that can sometimes be hard to move through when it doesn't necessarily need to be that way. So the main word that comes up around challenges would be acceptance. First of all, if you are seeing something unfold in a way that you had not previously thought about, and that did not turn out to be the way you wanted it to be, the first thing is to meet life where it meets you, without resistance and pushing against it, but coming to it from a place of acceptance of what will be will be. This already enters you into a place of peace and acceptance. By doing that, that's actually clearing away all of the judgment, all of the criticism, all of the negative judgments around or thoughts around the situation, allowing you to now see and hear more clearly. And so what this means is that once you meet what you might call a challenge with acceptance of it, you're already now opening yourself up to being able to see new opportunities, or how you can be flexible or work with that challenge, or even see the positives that that challenge has brought to you. When you are flipping your perspective to this new way, you're able to better navigate through what you might once have called a challenge, which might actually then turn out to be a blessing in disguise. And so really that's what we are wanting to offer for you. To be able to start to see what you might mention or think about as a challenge, and start to take a different perspective so that you can enter into a space of clarity and give yourself new pathways that that challenge will have opened up to you. If you're in a space of non-acceptance, that means non-seeing. You're now stuck in that energy of confusion or non-acceptance or pushing against it, which keeps you in a certain feeling of stuckness or being blocked. Whereas if you are giving yourself the space of rest, almost like that space of acceptance that we speak about can be very much described like the pause in a meditation, where you get to that point in meditation where everything is peaceful and calm, and you can hear the higher perspective, you can feel the truth within you. It is always underlying and flowing through you all of the time. The life has the truth and the higher perspective flowing through it all of the time, but it's when you're in that open space that you can actually hear it. And so challenges sometimes can also trigger what you also might know to be your own trigger points, which are also essentially intense emotions that come up. These can also create almost like a cloudy effect that now can make, if you were wearing glasses, your glasses muddy. You can no longer see with clarity because you have been triggered into intense emotion. And so it's also about having self-awareness of knowing what are your trigger points, and also knowing what the feeling is of when you are being triggered, and using this instead of a negative way and judging yourself of, oh dear, I'm being triggered again, seeing it as a flag to bring yourself back into a space of the present moment and acceptance, which will help you to come back into a space of clear thinking and navigate new ways, new pathways to the direction that you want to be going in, to the destination that you're wanting to be going in. And so this is just something that we felt was quite relevant in sharing with you at the moment, just as this journey up the mountain can also be described physically. There were certain obstacles and challenges placed in the way. But as soon as there was a space of peace to be able to be seeing it, whilst also holding on to the motivation, inspiration for wanting to do this journey, this pathway, it allowed for these obstacles to be moved around. And so it's very much the same. So that's a very physical representation of a similar landscape of life and emotion. And so that is what we are wanting to share with you in this moment right now. In addition to this, we also would like to share that challenges and obstacles only exist within the human experience, because it is only through your perception and your meaning-making abilities that such a thing can occur. If there was no thought, no mind, in reality, there would only be peace. As well, we feel that you all know what we are talking about. Those moments when you are completely tuned into the flow of life, when you are in a deep state of meditation, or when you're in your flow with yoga, you reach those spaces of complete peace and serenity, and you feel like everything is okay and everything is connected and everything is perfect as it is. That is the underlying truth of life. It's only perspective and the way that humans make meaning for things that can create a different scenario and a different human experience. That is why there are so many teachings on the power of thought, the power of positive thinking. And really, the power lies in your own hand. You are the creator of your reality. You are the creator of your own experience. And you are also the one who holds the power to be able to look at any situation through an unlimited amount of different lenses. So even if life isn't working out exactly the way you want it to, just remember, this is only a temporary thing. You don't need to make this permanent. Nothing in life is ever permanent. It is always changing from moment to moment. You can even continue walking the same path each day, perhaps on your way to work, but it will be a different experience every single time. You will not be passing by the same people or the same animals or have the same wind or bird sounds happening around you. It will be different every single time in a slightly different way. Just as the same path might look like a really beautiful walk one day when you're in a good mood, and it might look like the worst walk ever if you're in a worse mood. Nothing else has changed, just your internal landscape, your internal perception. And so that's the power that you hold. Your landscape is changing externally all of the time. And so even if perhaps you are going through a time or a moment of what you might call a challenge, just remember it's not permanent, it's moving, and you have the power to choose the perception, the meaning through which you make of this situation. You can frame this and work toward that space of peace and acceptance that we are speaking about, so that you can come into a space of clarity much more quickly, and then see the options, the pathways that lie before you that help you to sidestep any kind of obstacle. If a sidestep is not available, then a new pathway will open up. The universe does not cut off routes without providing another one at the same time. It's just not the way the universe works. And so we would just say to remember that the power is in your hands. You are creating the pathways. You can see the pathways. Look for the peace within any moment. If you dig deep, you'll be able to feel it. Do anything that helps you to feel that sense of peace within. Perhaps it's meditation, perhaps it's yoga, perhaps it's going for a walk in nature, whatever it is. Give yourself the respect and a gift. Of tapping into that piece to remind you of the bigger picture about life, of the power that you hold within. You are the only artist creating this masterpiece within your lifetime. So you may as well make it a really beautiful one. Nobody else can do that for you. And we want to say that you are so very loved, that you are so very supported. Please remember that at all times. Blessings and love to you. So I hope you enjoyed that channeling from Mount Shasta. And if you would like to receive more of these free videos, please click the subscribe button just here. And if you would like to ask your own questions and also perhaps combine that with Theta Healing to help move through some of these obstacles, then I offer private sessions. And for this, you can just click the link below. Thank you.